Ah, there you go. So this bhajan, we sang it last week as well, but since tomorrow is Nityananda's appearance, I thought it would be nice to sing it again. So you can just read the translation together. Go ahead, Prali. And then we can go to the song. So there's one verse 5. We don't sing that. Why not? Go ahead. All right. My dear Lord Chaitanya, please be merciful to me.
Because you can be more merciful than
your incarnation is just to reclaim the conditioned fallen souls, but I assure you that you will not
find a greater fallen soul than me. Therefore, my claim is first.
Thank you. I will be because I lost that happy. If you're happy, that's sorry.
If you're kind to me. Oh, Six Goswami, oh, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Ramanatha Goswami, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Ramanatha Goswami. Oh, Lokanath Goswami, my beloved spiritual master, Narottam Das also prays you. Oh, Sri Nivas Acharya, successor of the Six Goswami, please be merciful for me. Narottam Das always like accompanied Ramachandra Chakravarti. So the first line, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, yes, Daya Koramore. They're asking for, Narottam Das Thakur is asking for their mercy. So we'll sing that as a refrain sometimes. So when we sing, I was thinking, yeah, it'd be nice to focus on that mood, please be merciful. Tumhara bina ke doyalu jagat sansar. Without, except you in this whole world, who else is so merciful? Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koramore Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koramore Shri Krishna Chaitanya Bye. Kita Prabhu Napai Yeah, there's so many appearance days together. So yeah, today is Lord Varaha Day's appearance day. So we're gonna cover two cantos. I'm just kidding. 2 chapters today. So maybe we can talk a little bit about Varaha Day, and then before we go into the Istagosthi. How many of you have heard about Lord Varaha Day? Some. So Lord Varaha Day is the boar incarnation, not B-O-R-E, B-O-A-R. I was joking with Nanda that if Krishna wanted, he could have a boring incarnation as well. Yes, Krishna the source of everything. And no one talks about it. And the first canto is described that as many there are waves in the ocean, that many incarnations of Krishna there are. So there's so many incarnations of Krishna. And so one of them is the Varahadev, the boar or hog incarnation. And yeah, it's so interesting, right? For not just materialists, but even in the religious realm, it's like you just don't think that God could have an incarnation for a pig. You just don't go there. But there's this one pastime. I don't know the source, but I know Achitananda Prabhu told us this short pastime. That was pretty funny. So there was Krishna, and he was, Krishna was there, and he was just eating butter, and he was making a whole mess. And Mother Yashoda came. She was like, "Oh my God, you made such a big mess. You're like, were you a pig in your last life?" And Krishna looks up. How did she know? So that's the boring, and that's the point, that the Supreme Personality Godhead is not boring, no pun intended. But yeah, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is interesting. He has so many features. He does so many activities. He has so many forms, and there's so many ways. When he has a back scratch, then he takes a form of what's the turtle avatar, Kurma, Kurma avatar, turtle avatar, and they put a mountain on his back, and the demigods and demons take a giant snake to move that mountain back and forth, and scratches his back. Of course, there's a whole other purpose. They wanted to churn the ocean, but the pastime is that he had an itch in the back. So yeah, Krishna is interesting. Krishna has personality, a lot of personality. Yeah, we all have so much personality. Yeah, Hirnyaksha. And who was Hirnyaksha before he came out? Hirnyaksha. One Jai or Vijay. One of them. So Lord Vishnu had these doorkeepers, Jai and Vijay, and Jai Vijay stopped the 4 Kumaras, these 4 sages, from coming in, because these 4 sages, they were still in the child form, and they were naked, they were butt naked, and they came and wanted to see Lord Vishnu. And the reason why they stayed in the child form was that so they can just be aloof from the world and focus on spiritual affairs. And so they went there to see Lord Vishnu, and the gatekeepers were like, "Who are you? Like 4 little naked kids? Are you going to see the Supreme Personality Godhead?" Like, okay. And then and so they stopped them. And so when they stopped them, they were kind they're kind of mocking them. And so the kids, well, it's not the kids, the Kumaras, the four Kumaras then curse them that you'll be cursed to go to the material realm. And they actually cursed them that they will go for 7, I believe, 7 lifetimes. And then Lord Vishnu came and he requested that, well, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this is past time. He requested, was that?
Yeah, they had a choice of what would be.
Did the Kumaras give the option or did Lord Vishnu do that? Okay. Anyways, but there was a choice, either 7 lifetimes as devotees or 3 as demons. So they said, we'll take the demons because we want to get it done quickly and come back to the spiritual world. And so the first time they came to the material world was Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, these 2 brothers. So Hiranyaksha, he was the one who was kind of terrorizing the universe. He was this. Have you ever seen like these like men who are just really big and burly and they want to just like show off how strong they are and they want to fight with people and they want to prove their strength. And have you ever seen those kind of men who are just like looking for a fight? Never. They're looking for a fight, you know. And so Hiranyaksha was, you know, they're always drunk. I remember Nanda told us one story once about this big footballer. What was it? Yeah. The guy on the subway. And you want to tell me? You want to tell me?
Yeah, it was, nothing good happens after a certain time of night, and he got on the subway and he was just looking around like, who can I fight? You could tell like his eyes were bloodshot. You could tell he's like kind of covered over and he was just looking around and then he just lunged at someone and they had to like stop the subway and get him off and stuff. But yeah, it was just, he was just in that mode.
Yeah, basically.
Just went after someone.
So he was the mini incarnation of Hiranyaksha. So Hiranyaksha was like that. It was just like this strong, overpowered demon who just wanted to take everything for themselves and fight with everybody. And so he was looking for a fight. And he went to Varunadev, the ocean demigod. And he asked Varuna for a fight. And Varuna could see that, this guy is just like so full of himself. And so Varuna just said, I'm an old man, I've given up fighting. He said, why don't you go to fight with the ancient Lord Vishnu? He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he will defeat you and kill you, and then dogs will eat your body, dead body. And that's what he said, actually. And the thing is, Varuna's like, having an older wise person like meets like somebody like that, like, yeah, why don't you go fight that person is strong, and then you'll die, and then the dogs will eat your body. So I really like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fight Vishnu now. So he went, went to fight Vishnu. And so Lord Vishnu, in the meantime, because the demigods were all distressed, he had incarnated as Varahadev. And Lord Brahma was speaking to a demigod, or I can't remember, somebody's Narada, I think specifically. And then all of a sudden from his nostril, this little entity comes, and then very quickly the entity from came out small, and then it became like a stone size and bigger and bigger. And then he felt something. He came out. All right, I didn't remember that detail. Did he sneeze? Are you sure? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, Varahadev came, and then he's just looking at it, and everyone's like perplexed. Who is this? And then he's getting bigger, and he's like, who is this? This must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, getting bigger and bigger. And yeah, he's all decorated with earrings and ornaments, and he has beautiful hooves, and the hair is a reddish hair. And then he's described how when he's traveling to the, so yeah, Hiranyaksha in the meantime also he had brought earth to the universal water, so like really submerged earth into waters. So that's why everybody was distressed also. And so at that time, yeah, Lord Varahadev is going towards to go get earth, and then yeah, it's described how he's like going, and the tail is wagging, and so he's acting also like a hog, and he is describing about him that he was smelling. He was like searching through smell, searching for earth. So yeah, Prabhupada talked. Oh, that's the verse actually. Let's see. Maybe we could do it together. The Sanskrit quickly. The meter is like Pritva. Okay, let's do it together. Granena Pritva Padavim Vijigram Kroda Padesha Samadvaranga Karaladam Divyam Udviksha Vipraginato Vishakam. Let's see the translation together. He was firstly the Supreme Lord Vishnu and was therefore transcendental. Yet because he had the body of a hog, he surged after earth by smell. His thoughts were fearful, and he glanced over the devotee Brahmanas engaged in offering prayers. Thus he entered the water. You like to read the purport? We should always remember that although the body of a hog is material, the hog form of the Lord. We're not doing together. The hog form of the Lord was not materially contaminated. It is not possible for an earthly hog to assume a gigantic form spreading throughout the sky, beginning from the Satyaloka. His body is always transcendental in all circumstances. Therefore, the assumption of the form of a boar is only his pastime. His body is all Vedas or transcendental, but since he had assumed the form of a boar, he began to search out the earth by smelling, just like a hog. The Lord can perfectly play the part of any living entity. The gigantic creature of the boar was certainly very fearful for all non-devotees, but with the pure devotees of the Lord, he was not at all fearful. On the contrary, he was so pleasingly glancing upon his devotees that all of them felt transcendental happiness. Varahadev ki. So yeah, so then he got to the waters, and then Hirnaksha was in the meantime, all riled up, got to the waters and the Garbhodaka Ocean, the universal waters, and then yeah, they have this whole back and forth of conversation, and then they fight, and there's a lot of details which I won't go into. There's about how they're fighting. At one point, oh, there you go, yeah. At one point, it seemed like Hirnaksha had a little upper hand, so all the time he was like, and then Varahadev, he wants to fight. He wants to, all these incarnations. So they're fighting back and forth, and demigods were thinking, "Oh, just kill him." And then at that point, then Lord Varahadev, he just took his hoof, I guess, hoof hand, and he just struck him under the root of his ear, right, Kanpati, and under the ear, and then Hirnaksha. It falls, dies, eyes popped out, everything, fun stuff. Yeah. In India, actually, there's a saying where you I'm gonna hit you under the. We don't hit them. I'll slap you under the ear. That's the original slap under the ear. It comes from when I read that, I was like, oh, that's people say that in India. Slap you under the ear. That was the original one. So yeah, and then Hirnaksha was dead. So I love Varahadev, and I feel like the most beautiful point is that Krishna has so many incarnations, and there's so many ways Krishna performs his pastimes, and there's so much variety Krishna has in the material realm and the spiritual realm. So Krishna is not a boring god. All right, any thoughts? Anything else? Any points?
Thank you, Prabhu. Just quickly wanted to mention, I believe, if I remember correctly, in the Bhagavatam it mentions that in every single species of life, the Lord incarnates.
Yeah.
So that, you said like oceans, like waves in the ocean, but it's literally in every species of life, there's a form of the Lord.
Yeah. I think that's the next verse after that mentioned. Vegetables too. Yeah. You never know, the next eggplant you find might be the Supreme Personality Godhead. Like, this eggplant looks really nice. Must be the Supreme Personality Godhead.
Hidden temple in Kashmir, somewhere in the mountains up in Himalayas. There's a wolf incarnation of Vishnu. It's very
interesting. Wow.
Nobody knows.
That's really cool. I want to see a picture of the deity. Wow.
I have heard that Lord Varadeva's one respiration from one hair of his body
Oh, yeah.
can fill entire material universe with his sweat, but still the half would be there on his body. Half can fill the entire, not really a drop, but can fill the entire universe with his sweat. So that's the size of him.
Gigantic. Yeah, wow. Thanks, bro. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. Anything else? Do you have probably you have any comments for all right. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll go to the Istagosthi of the month. You can end the class, please. Nitai, bro. You can end the class.